Ashe and grand rising to you all, my very beautiful people. Yes, you, my highly enriched melanin people. You, the Earth's original and organic humans, aka my fellow Africans. It is I, the Mystic Philosopher, and yes, it is evident that I am still here with you on this side of reality. So welcome back to the Mystic P is talking again on the 15 minutes with the Mystic Philosopher, episode 18. Now, back to the topic of discussion, stress on the mind, or more correctly, the impact that this thing called stress has on the thing that we humans called the mind, or mind. So, now you know the power of the word why. And that the word and the sound vibration Y is one of the most powerful and effective words in the English language, or in the English language, at least from I, the Mystic Philosopher's perspective. And to prove or illustrate my point, I gave you at least two practical examples that most of us can or might easily relate to. And hopefully, you may agree with me that whenever you start asking yourself why, that is when your mental algorithm starts to initialize and chip in. In other words, your brain becomes actively engaged in trying to find answers and solutions for problems and challenges. And hopefully, you may also agree that not only is the word why used to initialize our own mental algorithm and get us thinking, but that it is also used to initialize the mental algorithm of others, including our friends, as mentioned before, our associates, opponents, and our enemies as well. And hopefully by now you should possibly have a reasonable insight as to what my understanding, and overstanding of the thing called mind, the mind, my mind, your mind, and our mind is, or what they are. We'll be talking more about that. Hopefully by now, and even prior to me talking, you too do have your own personal understanding, and overstanding of what mind, the mind, my mind, your mind, and our mind is, or what they are as well. And the same is true for the word stress, meaning that hopefully by now you too do have your own personal understanding, and overstanding of what this thing called stress is as well. And possibly you do have your own definition, your own understanding, and overstanding of what stress on the mind is, coupled with its effects in your own life's experience or experiences. Hopefully by now you understand, and overstand that this thing, or the thing called stress, like gravity, or however we may define it, is still an element of life that possibly we humans cannot get rid of, but that we may only cope or learn to cope with it, how to manage it in order to survive it, as long as it is possible. Survive it as long as it is possible for us to do so, because stress is what really kills us in the final analysis, but more on that at another time. Hopefully by now you too may agree with me that it might not be the mind, aka the metaphysical thing that is defective. It might not be the mind that is defective, but that it might be the physical brain or some other related physical bodily organs that might be diseased or might be malfunctioning. And as a result of such, one might be thrown off balance, or one's behavior might become unnatural and even out of sync. One's behavior might become even out of sync with Mother Nature and her natural laws and principles. And hopefully by now, or hopefully you too may agree with me, that if we don't think we know the problem, then we won't be able to think and find the solution for the problem or problems. And hopefully you remember that I told you that I, the Mystic Philosopher, know nothing, and that I don't know anything, but that I only think that I know. And that anything and everything that I am saying to you is only what I think. It's only what I am thinking. All that I'm saying to you is what I think, or what I'm thinking, or what I have thought about. And with all that preamble, now the question that is still at hand is the question that is in my last 2 episodes. I told you to please ask yourself and think about. And it is a question I told you to please ask yourself and to think about. And the question is, why am I stressed? That's the question. That's the question at hand. Why am I stressed? Or why are you stressed? Or some say stressed out. Or even, to be more precise, if this thing called stress, as I have mentioned before, is an element of this thing that we call, you humans call life, then why am I so overly stressed? Ask yourself this question. Why am I so overly stressed? Or why are you so overly stressed or stressed out? Why are you so burdened down with this thing called stress? Now, please let me introduce another very important word into this discussion. A word that from I, the Mystic Philosopher's perspective, is one of the causes, if not the main cause, why most people are stressed out. Why most people are burdened down with this thing called stress. Why most people are unnecessarily, from my perspective, are unnecessarily maxed out with this thing called stress. And again, when I say from I, the Mystic Philosopher's perspective, I mean, and I'm actually saying to you that it is from the way that I think, I see, the way that I think, I know, understand, and overstand a thing, something, or anything from my angle of observation. And again, please note that I did not say from our perspective or from our angle of observation, but that I specifically, please note that I specifically said from I, the Mystic Philosopher's perspective. This is important. And the word, along with the spirit, entity, and energy that it contains, because every word have at least a spirit or entity or entities that are enveloped in it, that are contained within it. And that word that I will now introduce to this discussion at this time, and one which from my perspective is one of the causes, if not the main cause or the main reasons for this thing called stress, or the main cause of this thing called stress, is the word want. W-A-N-T. Want. You might remember that in my last 2 episodes, I quoted for you the ancient Greek philosopher named Socrates, who is alleged to have said, and I quote, "An unexamined life is not worth living," unquote. And I further went on to say that an unexamined life is a tragedy or a tragedy. And from my perspective, if you are not examining your life, you are a tragedy. Or if we are not examining our lives, then we are a tragedy. AKA, we are a disaster, but more on that at another time. And so again, I hereby ask that as part of examining your life today, that you please think very carefully about this four-letter word called want. And please make all the notes, the possible notes and ideas that you might get about it. And I also ask that you please think very carefully about all that you want, that you think and sincerely believe will make you a success. All that you want and sincerely think that will make you a success, a real success, that will make you a winner, and definitely not a loser like me. And your life, all that you want, that you think and sincerely believe will make your life happy or happier and fulfilled. And I hereby promise you that by the end of this talk, or these talk by I, the Mystic Philosopher, you will either get it, get more of it, or get rid of it, or get rid of them. But again, in the interest of time, my people, I think I will have to end it here and pick up back on this point at another time. And some people say, I won't even sing a little song for them again to help them deal with this stress. So this morning I'm going to try one. It's called You Don't Know Me by the late Ray Charles. You gave your hand to me, then you say hello. And I could hardly speak, my heart is beat. So everyone can tell you think you know me well, but you don't know me. No, you don't know the one who dreams of you at night, long to kiss your lips, long to hold you tight. To you I'm just a friend, that's all I'll ever be. You don't know me. I never knew the art of making love, though my heart aches with love for you. Afraid and shy, I let my chances go by, the chance that you might love me too. No, you gave your hand to me, then you say goodbye. I watch you walk away in the arms of that lovely guy. Never, never know the one who loves you so. No, you don't know me. You don't know me. Can't do all of it, my brethren. Supposed to be under 15. So, yes. So please join me. If or when I'm talking again, my people, possibly in episode 19. Yeah, where and when I will be picking up from where I am now leaving off. Right here, talking and focusing on stress on the mind. Or more correctly, the impact of this thing called stress has on the thing that we call mind. In the meantime and between time, please let me remind you, my people, that yesterday is history. It too is dead and gone. No more to come back. Tomorrow is a mystery. It too may never come, but today is a gift, which is why we called it the present. And so I hereby implore you, I'm imploring you to live for today. And by live, I mean to claim your natural birthright, which is your happiness, and fulfill your joy, full joy today, and hope for tomorrow. I am the Mystic Philosopher. Thanks again for listening. I am the Mystic Philosopher. Ashe, 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 I say. Whoop. Hope I do it in 15. It's time.